Hello everybody out there, Chris and Mike here.
Hey guys.
And welcome to another episode of the Indie Comic Book Review. A day late, but still on some type of a time schedule. And ironically, it gets worse for me. 10 digital books, a handful of physical books, and only one book for me.
Yep.
In the digital. So all the physicals are Michael, and 9 out of the 10 digital are Michael's.
And also, ironically, they were released on my birthday, which is January 14, 2015.
But we actually have a special treat for you guys starting next week. As you guys know, we've done Assailing Comics, we've done Argo Comics. We have a new comic series that we're going to be delving into at the beginning of each and every indie review until, of course, we are caught up. I'm going to save that mystery for you guys, a little hint there, for next week's episode. So,
so until then, let's get into the comic books right now. So, all the physical ones are actually mine, actually.
I said that.
I know.
All right, keep
so,
going.
Yeah. The Walking Dead issue number 136. There are lots of stuff that happens in The Walking Dead.
Aren't there always lots of things happening in The Walking Dead?
Well, yeah, there's been, you know, about this whole thing of not killing anymore, and actually going back to that, you know, because, like, there's just so much that happened after what Carl did. So, Carl actually has a talk with his new friend there. By the way, here's some artwork, which is in black and white. And Carl actually wants to save her because of, you know, because she doesn't like being alone and everything. I can't remember what her name is. But there's like a little talk back and forth between the both of them. And she's scared to death because of that. So as the issue continues, there's a little moment there.
Yeah, I saw that. That was shocking.
Yeah. I thought that was really something. Why can't I remember what her name is? So yeah, so Carl gets out of the prison, or not prison, like where he was for that, and Carl just thinks that they should help her. The name is really getting to me. Can't remember what her name is. Well, anyway, so as just the issue continues, Rick actually comes in after that, just for like a page or so, and she talks about, you know, oh, Lydia, thank you, that's her name, thank you. So she talks about herself actually, of like how she got in and how they never split up. So it was really focused on the both of their character. That's really the whole point of the story, and also Carl gave her the hat, so that way she wouldn't feel alone by herself. So I thought that was really nice. Yeah, there are lots of other stuff that in this comic book, but I want you guys to check it out for yourselves. It's a really great book, and I'm actually having fun reading this.
This sold out. Every week it sells out.
I know how and why, actually.
Hopefully it'll come back in stock again so you guys can get it. It has. It did go back in stock. That's how you got the first 2 issues of it. But
right. And what I'm talking about is WWE Superstar Secret Raw, issue number 3. And
that takes after Secret War, issue number 3
there's
as well.
also another cover that looks like this.
Yeah, apparently Hulk Hogan isn't one person anymore. He's 2. There's the Hulkster, and then there's the NWO Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, so it's really about past, or actually current, versus what to expect in the future. There's a whole big fight scene where the NWO Kevin Nash actually helps him out. Meanwhile, we have the adventure still of Daniel Bryan and Rowdy Piper. Also, we have Kane and Undertaker that make an appearance, and I really love the artwork, though. The artwork is just really classically drawn. Then we have The Rock and Stone Cold working together, even though they were actually enemies, that help out with Daniel Bryan and Rowdy Piper. And there's like all the other wrestlers that come into the effect. And here, at this last page, I'm not going to spoil the end. I know why this book got sold out. And you can fill in the blank when I say the man called blank.
It was Sting.
I told you not to.
The man called. I mean, jeez. I don't know.
They probably didn't play 2K15, but yeah, it's Sting because this one over here.
I like how there was there was more to it at the end where it involved Chris Jericho, Triple H, and Kurt Hennig. That was interesting.
With the triple thingamajigger. Yeah, I thought that was
against the old Hulk Hogan.
And it's against the old one, right? So it's really something else, and you get to learn a little bit more of.
I'm surprised it was Hulk Hogan and Nash, and they didn't put Hall in it also.
I don't know.
Oh well.
It was just the both of them, I guess. So.
We're in Zenoscope now.
Yep, and that first one will be Wonderland, issue number 31. And in Wonderland,
issue number 31.
Yeah, issue number 31. Thank you.
Issue number 31.
Yes.
Focusing on the daughter.
Yeah, we get.
And actually, this leads into Grim Fairy Tales 101.
Yeah, because there's like all these strange entities that Violet feels. You know, that one night that
she's going
she's
crazy. I think a little bit.
A little bit crazy, I would say much. Just want to show some artwork. Actually, before there was some good artwork.
Yeah, she starts seeing things like the queens and the
the
men.
There's a returning characters that are gonna play a huge effect in Wonderland when which you actually brought up a good point actually, but she's just trying to find out, you know, why she keeps having all of these visions and everything. So, you know, with all that, there's this demon that she meets up with that she's very aware of and that she goes up against actually, and it's pretty interesting how that happens. And let's just say that there's a returning character that we saw from the Clash of Queens, I think it was called. So they make their return appearance, and yeah, I think we're gonna see some team up of the White Queen and her daughter. And there's actually this one, White Queen, Age of Darkness, that's coming out.
Which is connecting, obviously, with
with Realm War, and I'm definitely going to check that out, since I read about, you know, her character. And
Upside Down.
Upside Down. Whoops. And probably learn more about this character. So, really amazing. Zenoscope, artwork, as always, amazing, as well as the story. But we're not done yet. We start with another one here, Tales from Oz, and we have the background story of Zamora.
Issue number 6.
And it's issue number 6, but it's about Zamora.
Yes, but it's issue number 6, Zamora.
Will you stop correcting me?
When you're wrong, you're wrong.
When you do things at 3:30 in the morning, you get tired.
Well, who said you should do it at 3:30 in the morning?
Don't make
Sting.
Don't make me smack you.
It was Sting.
So we have a nice background story about Zamora and what.
Sting showed up.
Will you shut up? No, there's no Sting. And she really talks about her father, how she really, you know, loved her father, how her father taught her combat and everything. And here's some artwork. I like the circular picture where it shows like.
That's very unique artwork. I agree.
It is everything, and her father really meant a lot to her, and you know, and she talks about her mother a little bit as well. Magic. It's very bloody, but it's actually interesting how she describes her life and everything, and it's really just about. It's really a fast read too, actually. You know, just to when you learn a little bit about her and everything. So after a while, I don't want to give too much away because let's just say that the person who she talked to at the beginning of the book is actually in connections with someone. Don't you dare.
Sting.
It's not Sting. That I don't want to give away. That I want.
Oh no, because it's the.
Just read the story if you want to know about the Zamora character, because it was really amazing.
No, I'm not gonna spoil that. I mean, the WWE books I kind of find funny, but not. I'm not gonna spoil the major plot.
Right. And we have the last story of Cinderella Age of Darkness, issue 3 of 3.
This is your 3 of 3.
Issue 3 of 3.
3
I
of
can
3.
talk, right?
Say 3 of 3.
3 of
3 of
3.
3 of 3.
It's not
3
my
of 3.
fault I have the
Tree of
Brooklyn
tree.
accent.
Think of tree. Tree of tree.
Are you done now?
Tree of tree.
Tree of tree.
Tree of tree.
So, we get the first story where the Dark Queen so-called formally invites everyone to the Dark Queen's ball and everything. And she knows that Cindy, which is Cinderella actually, for those of you who don't know what character I'm talking about, is actually behind this. And there's like a whole thing where Hades actually comes to the party. The artwork, as always, is amazing. And
he's looking to get revenge against the Dark Queen.
yeah, but also Lisa Van Helsing as well. But mostly the Dark Queen. And they do have a little bit of a fight scene. And Cinderella also gets a little bit of action here. It's really amazing, just the whole fight scene. And I can't give too much away because you guys have definitely just got to read the book. It's really action-packed. It's basically them trying to kill Cinderella because that's under the Dark Queen's order. And we all know that she's behind that. And as the issue continues, I think the Dark One is really going to betray Dark Queen.
Who? The Dark One?
The Dark One.
Okay.
Malik, yeah. Because I don't really think that he likes the way she orders him around. And in the end, I have to spoil this, so get ready for this. Let's just say in the end that there's a Queen Cinderella as the ending. So basically, I guess she got ruler of all the realms.
Or hell.
Or hell in general. So, wow. 3 issues. I really like her character, but still, Robin Hood could still just defeat her hands down. It's been proven already before in the previous issues.
Alright, we're in the digital stuff now, and we're kickstarting with Dynamite.
Yeah,
Dynamite Entertainment.
Yes.
And we're starting with Sherlock Holmes versus Houdini, issue number 3. This book looks off the hook amazing. Go for it.
So this is, we find out the detective work of what's going on and everything. So in the beginning of the issue, like, we know that Houdini and Holmes can work great with each other. Holmes?
Holmes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sherlock Holmes! Sherlock Holmes.
Alright, well, Holmes, but you keep moving so fast, yeah. So, they actually are working really great together in this book after they haven't found any clue whatsoever behind the case that...
happened in the previous issue.
Right, that happened in the previous issue. So, with all that, by the way, the artwork is really amazing, by the way. Like, there's this one scene in the comic book where they want Houdini to cancel his show because of...
the death?
Yeah, because of the deaths and everything. And there's actually something that they find, like this hallucination, like these fake images that could lead towards the murder. So Houdini, being thick-headed, doesn't listen. Even his wife tries to convince him to cancel the show, but he still doesn't. So when the show goes on, and while Holmes is watching him...
Good job.
You know, there's this whole thing that happens when the lights go out, and then... You know, the whole thing saying Houdini, you know, should listen and everything. And let's just say that...
Yeah, well...
His wife gets a little bit glassed. And I don't mean in a funny way, I mean in a serious way. So, after all that happened, they give her medical care. Mm-hmm. And Houdini's like saying, oh, they should listen. And Holmes actually finds out who the person was that was behind all this. And he kills the guy, the murderer, Mr. Rasputin, I think his name was.
I think so.
Yeah, Mr. Rasputin, yeah. So that's basically the person who was behind this. And as Holmes wasn't meaning to throw him off or anything, he just fell off by himself. But
he disappeared?
Yeah, he does not die.
That is strange.
And that's really impossible, actually. So, definitely some detective stuff that you should definitely look forward to reading.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right, next we have another special from The Shadow. I'm very shocked and surprised. I was going to say surprised. But anyway.
Yeah, so The Shadow one-shot, a
and
48-page special.
It's The Shadow one-shot Death Factory.
Yeah, and in this, it's more of a team-up of The Shadow and Jericho. For those of you who don't know who Jericho is, he was in the previous issues.
Look at this artwork. Is
I
gorgeous.
really loved the artwork.
Art is by Ivan Rodriguez. Ivan Rodriguez, you are a very, very talented artist.
Mm-hmm. So, in this story, we get a little bit... could you fix that, please?
Yeah, it's done.
Oh, I thought that was going. So, we get a little story of the Shadow trying to find out why this guy, Mr. Richter, is taking in all these poor people to work for him. So he goes to one person who actually helps him out with all this and gives him some clues, because he actually lied to him about, one of his men, the Romeos, thank you, the Romeos gang, but they're not together anymore, so he gets more information. I liked how he mind tricked him there, the Shadow. So he learns more about that, and that's where he meets up with Jericho, and Jericho is trying to find out who kidnapped his, I think, baby cousin, I think it was, because he went for a work shift, and he hasn't come back ever since then. So Shadow and him work together for both purposes for their own. So as the issue continues, there's lots of other stuff, but I want you guys to definitely read the book. So Jericho goes to the factory where he works in, I believe, and he finds out more from Watson, what's going on and what he told the Shadow about, and he winds up getting killed. So after that, the Shadow goes to where he is as Jericho tries to help people out, and Jericho got his hand full as well with find the robot. Well, when the Shadow takes over, so he fought Jericho against Mr. Richter, who actually talks about him being responsible for killing his baby cousin inside the infirmary, which is inside the fire. And we think that Jericho's dead, but we don't know because we didn't actually see him get thrown in. Keep that in mind. So after Shadow faces against the robot, we got a nice, awesome fight scene against him and Mr. Richter. And let's just say it didn't look so well, but then when Jericho came out, throw him right in the fire, and that's how the issue ends. Both of them walking out as the victory is theirs. I really like the whole Shadow and Jericho connection. If they can make a story of that in a comic book, I would actually think that would be, or Jericho origin. That would be really interesting, and I'll definitely look into that. So,
Lone Ranger, Vindicated, issue number 3. How did this one go?
The Lone Ranger, we start off where the Lone Ranger goes up against the men who were against the whole killing of, if I say his name right, is it Tonto?
Yeah.
Thank you. So he goes after them, but he doesn't want to kill them because he said that he's not a killer and he doesn't want to stoop down to their level. So he just tries to find out what's going on. Tonto doesn't like the girl, Fiona, that Lone Ranger's with, because he doesn't really trust her. And it's like saying, like, what's gotten into you? Because Tonto feels he's being distracted from her, from what he should be doing. So both of them, both him and Tonto, go to a carnival and they find out more stuff about the gang and everything. But it's a lot of stuff to take in. I mean, if you guys want to read the book, that's up to you guys. But we get a little bit of Lone Ranger, clicking in his head that he shouldn't be messing around with Fiona as much because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And it gets really a lot of, how can I say this? The ending is very twisted. There's a double cross that's going to lead into the Lone Ranger keeping up on his toes, and it's going to be concluded in the next issue. Now, I don't know if it'll be concluded as end the series or just the first story arc.
Might be the series. I don't know.
Might be the series, but let's just see.
We're in Valiant now. Q2, The Return of Quantum and Woody.
Yeah, about this comic
issue number
book,
4.
Yeah, about this comic book, I don't know, after reading it, like, No, it was
heavy
a good
dialogue.
Yeah, it was a good book, but there's just so much they put in your head. Like, we get a little backstory of Woody as a kid. You know how he was like this violent person. You know, going and his friend. What's his name? Wait. Oh, what?
Woody, Quantum and Woody.
No. It's not Quantum. It was this other guy. Go down. Oh, why can't I remember? I don't know if it's Peters or. Oh, I hate when
Tyrone?
No. If I see the name, I'm gonna. Well, anyway, so Woody's friend actually, whenever I find his name, because I can't believe I forgot. It goes back and forth towards their childhood and everything, and you know how they work together and how really they got their powers. And then he goes to this other guy who thought that they were screwing up with his mind because there's a certain bracelet that they have. And one of the bracelets is actually for their memory. And without it, he could get his memory back. It's a whole big thing. That's what I meant when I read this book. Like you said before, it is heavy dialogue. And you get to learn more. No, it's not Jonathan. I can't remember what his name was. And it's starting to really... if I see the name, I'm gonna know. It was Woody's friend, but it's like at the beginning. I don't know, maybe it was Quantum, but I'm pretty sure it was another name that's Quantum's name. But it's really towards their children. Oh, here we go. It was really a great book, though, and I really enjoyed the artwork. Eric. Thank you. God, how could I forget that? Eric. Yeah, so that was his name, Eric. Really great.
I don't remember if you said you wanted to stop reading this, so I got it anyway.
I
The
did.
Defying Dr. Mirage, issue number 5.
I did, but I've actually very nice. I actually changed my mind because when I read about Dr. Mirage, she fights off against this demon, and again, it's heavy dialogue, and it was just so much to know about, but she actually tries to fight her way throughout these demons because they want to take over her life. But when she wakes up, she sees that and knows that they want to do that, but she just fights her way out of it. It's a long story. There is a returning character, however, that comes in the end, and I'm going to spoil it. It's her husband. And in the next story, it's going to be Shan and Huen, which Huen is Dr. Mirage, for those of you who know who I'm talking about, who is going to have a story together. Now, I think that that's actually really cool, and I'll give it a try. But if I get disappointed 1 or 2 more times, then I'm going to drop it. So.
And the final book from Valiant is Rye, issue number 6.
Yeah, and
with the artwork that's very special. I remember this when we were reading the Carnage series way back before Carnage was every single year.
And Rye, like what we saw from last issue, wants to attack his father, you know, for the whole creation and everything. And it relates to them like trying to either destroy New Japan, I think it is. It has to relate to that, but we get more into the female character, and if I could remember the name of her character, you know, the one that's with that big huge guy, I can't remember what her name is. There's so many names I can't even remember. Oh wait, not
Lula?
No, not Lula. Wait. Well, they do have a little backstory of Lula with her friend about the whole trying to create a bomb thing, you know, like just the ingredients that they need, but they don't give too much away. And then it just goes back to her character, you know, about how her character and Rye's character are different. So Rye actually comes in to fight off against her demonic friend thingamajigger, and he reminds me of Bloodshot for some reason, the way he looks. I mean,
a little bit.
Yeah, Isaac is his name that she knows of. And Rye's actually saying you're in danger, and I'm not here to destroy you. I'm actually here to help you and to stop this danger from happening. Lots more is involved in this book, but let's just say in the end that there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen in more upcoming Rai issues to follow, which is going to be a big war, put it that way.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Alright, we're in Dark Horse. That's the final company for this week? No. Alright, so we are going to conclude with Dark Horse in just a moment. So give us the click of a button and we will conclude this week with Dark Horse. Alright, and we're back and we are going into X Volume 2, issue number 21. Enter the Mark. Marked for Death.
Yes.
Issue, part 1.
So, it's really more inner dialogue, this story, about, just X doing his thing while,
very sketchy artwork.
Yeah. While his friend actually, she's looking up about Peter White, for her research and everything. And I like the part how in the story when she's trying to look for him, like she wears his mask and stuff like that. And there's this other guy who is the one that looks like X, and she's trying to say, I'm trying to meet up with X that's in the same building, but he tries to tell her that X is in a different place who is going to get killed because he's facing off against these men with weapons and everything. And it's very explosive though, but I think they're both going have the same objective of looking about who Peter White is and everything. And we do find out in this comic book what X is trying to do, and it's very explosive what he tries to do actually, and he actually encounters with Peter White is known as the Archon, just to let you guys know that, and I don't think they gave his name, but in the end of the book we do get Peter White who comes in to fight off against the opposite of X. I mean, that's what the character is known to be, the opposite of X, just because of the mask that looks alike, but I think X is getting really a little bit confused about this whole thing that's going on, but wow.
And this I'm surprised you read. Conan,
and I liked it.
Conan and Red Sonja, issue number 1.
Yeah, this is my best digital book of the week, and I'll tell you why.
This is a crossover between Dynamite and Dark Horse, because Red Sonja is Dynamite.
And actually, Gail Simone is the one that wrote the script with Jim Zeb.
Well, what do you know? Keep going.
So that's really awesome. So it starts off on Red Sonja's side of the story, where, she's just, I thought that her character was a little naive, but as the issue continued, she meets up with this guy. I can't remember what his name was, and she wants to kill him because of the way he treats the animals and the lions and stuff like that. Because he wanted her to meet up with him with a little but yeah, that didn't happen. So then Conan comes in, and he attacks the army, and what a coincidence. They meet each other doing the same thing, killing the prince, as well as stealing the jewel from the prince. So they make a way of escaping. The king finds out that the prince died, and the jewel as well. And there's something that's inside the box that related to what happened in the beginning, but I'll get to that. So, of course, they fight each other. I mean, who didn't see that coming? Because Red Sonja was going to leave with the jewel, and Conan says, you are not leaving without it. And what's inside that box are seeds. But not just regular seeds. They're called the bloodroot seeds. And when you plant them, there's like all these things that could affect humanity. The guy explains himself, which they both kill afterwards anyway. Which was actually in the beginning of the book, but we didn't know the name until just there and then. And it's very graphic how they actually talk about the bloodroot. So, I guess they're going to be working together. And the way the king has their agenda of finding out who killed the prince, they got a lot on their plate. So, to be honest, I really thought I wasn't going to like this book. But then when I saw the name Gail Simone and the person working with her, I said this book has got to be great. And, well, it got Book of the Week for digital.
All right, Itty Bitty Mask, issue number 3 of 4. One more left to go. Mike, Itty Bitty Mask.
Oh boy, vote for the mayor in this one. Oh boy. Let me just say, this comic book, the mayor gets affected with the mask. And he just throws fireworks everywhere, and this little guy is still there and everything. I mean, this poor guy is just running racket, trying to keep the mask from being in Palm's hands and everything. So when he gets the mask, the mayor, with his secretary Barbara, who's with him, he just goes crazy with the whole traffic, changing that, fireworks everywhere, running marathons and underwater. And the main character is like saying, oh my gosh, he has a mask, I got to stop him and everything. He gets big, he goes up to the moon and eats at least a chunk of it, or a little bit of it. The astronauts try to go in space, and the man in the moon actually saying like, hey, you ate my moon and stuff like that. And it actually has a effect in the end, though, and I'll tell you in a little bit. So he gets Mayor Mask, and he gets it taken off of him. And after that, there's war, because the men in the moon did not like that the mask attacked them. So they come to Earth saying, you know, we want the mask. The Martians actually saying, we want the mask, and we want that green one to come out right now. The main character from the beginning of the book gets the mask, and now the war is on against the Martians. And I believe the next one's the last issue, I believe. Because this is 3 or 4, I think. So,
nice.
That shows you never ever not eat the moon. Because that will happen.
No cheese, huh?
No cheese. Just men and moon, now Martians, obviously.
Alright.
Get to your book.
And we're going to conclude this indie review with my only book of the week.
The only book.
Alien vs. Predator, Fire and Stone, issue 4 for the grand finale. The final fate of Eldon, Francis, the mutant Predator, and the rest of the aliens that are on the ship happen here. Alien vs. Predator is the grand finale of its miniseries. It doesn't lead into another story arc, nothing. And with this, I believe all that is left is Predator. I believe we have Predator number 3, and then number 4 is at the end of this month, and then we're done. I think I did 3, I'm sorry. Number 4 is at the end of this month, and then we're done, and then there's Prometheus Alpha next month, which will conclude everything. The entire story will wrap it up nice and tight. And then I hope they make a gigantic book with all of these books in it, and I'll buy it and have fun with it. But anyway, book opens up with Francis, you know, suffering from the effects of shooting himself up with that black goo. He's healed, but there is a twist at the end of this book. Eldon is fighting against the Predators. You know, he's still searching for answers about the black goo and what's going on with him. Francis ends up fighting against the mutant Predator. Eldon ends up popping in at some point to help him. I don't want to give away the very ending, but let's just say, I'll tell you what happened with the Mutant Predator. The Mutant Predator versus Eldon and Francis. Who do you think won? And then the ending is a bittersweet one, because we see the final fate of both Eldon and Francis, and it turns out that the black goo only worked well for one of them. And then it basically ends with kind of an... this one feels kind of like an open ending, because I will spoil that some of the aliens survive. It ends with we've got forever. Let me put it that way. So it definitely ends with an open ending where there's room for there to be a follow-up story with this character. But at the same time, I think Fire and Stone's good. You know, tie it up, put a bow on it. It's its own, you know, standalone story. Go into something else with aliens and predators now. But I have to say, out of all 4 books, 5 out of 5 stars for Alien vs. Predator also. It's just a spectacular series. Prometheus was good. Aliens was good. All we have to do is wrap up Predator now. And then we just need the Alpha book and we're good. But I've been enjoying Fire and Stone. It's been a really great series. The art in this book is spectacular also. The story wrapped up really nicely. It was, like I said, a bittersweet ending, but still a very good ending. And it doesn't do the cheeky thing of come back in this book to find out what happened, or come back and watch what happened in the end of Predator. No, Predator is doing its own thing, and when it's over, it will be over. Each miniseries ended. Predator, Aliens ended, and then it took up, Prometheus took up where Aliens left off. Years, of course, later. Prometheus ended. Aliens versus Predator continued after that, and Predator continued after that. Now, Alien versus Predator is over. Alien versus Predator and Predator is happening at the same time.
Right.
Right before that was Prometheus, and years before that was Aliens.
Right,
so Aliens is done.
First,
Alien versus Predator is done. We're in the present now. This side of the present day is done. Alien versus Predator with Eldon, Francis, and the aliens in space. Now all we need is the conclusion with Galago and the Predator looking for the engineer. And then all we have to do is have a big finale, a grand finale with the Alpha next month, and we're good. But all the stories ended with a the end, even though something happened after it, except with Predator, because Predators should be the actual ever-loving ending until we get the Alpha book, and then that's the ever-loving ending, and then that's it. And hopefully it all gets collected, like I said, in one big book, and I will get it, and I will definitely be doing a book review or a story review on Comic Frontline.
Yep.
So, absolutely 5 out of 5 stars. I love this book. I'm sad to see it go, and hopefully Dark Horse will be giving us another Alien and or Predator series soon. Because Terminator's over now, Alien's over now, Alien vs. Predator's over, Prometheus is over, all that's left is Predator. Hopefully we'll get more soon. I'm looking forward to it, and I will be eagerly awaiting that. So, that's it for this Indie Review, guys. As always, don't forget to check out Comic-Related, Comic Frontline Zone 4 Podcast, and Frontline Gaming Zone. Together, we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. And until next time, everybody, feel free to leave comments below. We will answer your comments in the comments
14
below.
books on January 14th on my birthday. It's ironic.
And also, answer the comments below. Yep. Take care. Keep reading. Keep collecting. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Big 2 review. And don't forget the news about the Big 2 review, which I will reveal again on the Big 2 review, what we're going to be doing as of episode 280, 275 instead of 80, because 275 is the first week of February. I'll explain again on the Big 2 review. So till then, guys, take care. We'll see you soon.
Later, guys.